Good evening, students. In today's class, we shall continue. We shall continue the previous class lesson, that is slip gauges. And today's class, the continuation of the slip gauge is determining the slip gauge for a particular size or building up a slip gauge to the required size. So in this lesson, we are learning about how to build up a size or the slip gauges and what method we are building up the size as per our calculation, or when a certain size is given, how to measure that given size with the slip gauges, that we are going to learn in this today's class. So for determining a particular size, in most cases a number of slip gauges are to be selected and stacked one over the other by ringing the slip gauges. While selecting slip gauges for a particular size using the available set of slip gauges, first consider the last digit of the size to be built up. Then consider the last or the last two digits of the subsequent value and continue to select the pieces until the required size is available. Now in this case, the explanation of this para, when you build up a size after the decimal point, if 4 digits are there, so the last digit, the fourth digit of the decimal, we try to cancel with selecting the same size slip gauges or particular near to that size selecting the slip gauges. When that is over, the next is either the third decimal division of the decimal point, third place, or the second place, means two division, either one or two division. We try to cancel it. Then after the decimal, one division. Then finally the correct size. So like this, we have to select the slip gauges. Then you have to build up the slip gauges by ringing method. So ringing method, nothing but we have to take first the thick slip gauges, and over that one by one the slip gauges, and the thinnest one, the last slip gauge, we have to build up. By this is the method of building up the size by ringing method to the given or particular size. So the example is given here, the example 44.8725 with the help of 112 piece set. So as per the calculation, so when 44.8725, when this size is given after the decimal point, after the decimal there are 4 divisions. So try to cancel the last division, that is point the last fifth division, the last, that is 5. So by selecting the first gauge in that 112 piece set, 1.0005 piece is there. So when you subtract this piece from 44.8725, the answer is 43.872. That means the last division is cancelled. So next, trying to cancel the third division after the decimal by selecting the gauge from the set 1.002. So that is selected, and when it's subtracted from 43.872, answer is 42.870. Next, try to cancel 0.87, but it is not possible. 0.87 gauge is not there. So instead of that, 1.37 piece, the slip gauge piece should be selected from the set, and when that is taken and subtracted, the answer is 41.5, and the next is 16.5 piece, and the remaining is 25. The next last one is 25 piece. That means the 25 millimeter piece slip gauge is the thickest one, and 1.0005 is the thinnest one. So while building up a size, first you have to take 25 millimeter piece, and by ringing method, then over that 25 mm piece, 16.5 thick piece you have to be built up, then 1.37, then 1.002, and finally 1.0005. So like this, we have to build up the size from the 112 piece set. So this is the example given, and by this we have to calculate, and like this we can build up different sizes, or we can compare the dimension of the job by selecting the slip gauges or building up scissors by trial and error method. So that is also possible. Next is maintenance of measuring instruments. So some certain steps to be taken for maintaining the measuring instrument and also keeping the measuring instrument in a proper condition to increase the life of the machine, life of the instrument. throughout without any damage or without any rust, certain points or certain steps should be taken, and those steps are given in this lesson. Precision measuring instruments play an important role in maintaining the quality of the product. Measuring instruments are also very expensive. It is important that the instruments are well looked after and maintained by the person who uses it. That means when the measuring instruments are not proper, not accurate, the product which are produced and which are checked by those instruments also not correct. The product also won't be correct. The size of the product also won't be correct. So that's why the measuring instruments are very important for getting a proper product, proper accuracy in the product. So that's why keeping the measuring instrument in the proper way, maintaining those instruments. So those instruments plays an important role in the case of a manufacturing process. So that's why we have to look after the instruments in a better way. Protection against corrosion. So the protection against corrosion in case of corrosion, when the instruments get rusted, to protect the instrument from the rust, the certain steps to be taken. High atmospheric humidity and sweat from ants can cause corrosion to instruments. Avoid this. High atmosphere humidity, the moisture of the atmosphere, the first thing, and second thing, our hands sweat, our fingers sweat, that will affect the instruments by corrosion. So this we have to avoid it. Acid free Vaseline, it is also called petroleum jelly, applied lightly on the instruments can give protection against corrosion. So acid free Vaseline, so it is a other name of that is petroleum jelly. Why this acid free is if there is acid in the Vaseline, so that acid will corrode the metal. For that purpose, acid free Vaseline is required or petroleum jelly. This will be applied lightly over the instrument. Be sure that the instruments are thoroughly cleaned and free from water or moisture before applying Vaseline. So before applying Vaseline, we must clean the instruments thoroughly. If any moisture is there on the instrument or any water content is there, that you have to wipe correctly, and after that only you have to apply the this petroleum jelly. Otherwise, if a moisture is there, water is there, so again that instrument will corrode, even though the Vaseline is applied also, but it is of no use. Use chamois leather for giving a light coating of Vaseline. With the chamois leather, we should not touch the instrument with after cleaning the instrument. We should not touch it with our fingers. Instead of that, chamois leather cloth you have to use, and with that chamois leather we have to apply the Vaseline to the instrument. Always clean the slip gauges with the carbon tetrachloride and apply petroleum jelly after use. So when we want to use the instrument to remove that petroleum, because that is already applied, so this petroleum jelly should be removed by carbon tetrachloride, a spirit. We have to clean it with the carbon tetrachloride, and after the use is over, again you have to apply the petroleum jelly. Remove burrs and metal particles. Burrs on workpieces can cause scratches and damages to measuring equipment. They can also damage other workpieces. So if any burr is on a job, after the job is manufactured, burr comes or burr remains there. So first of all, we have to clean the burr, we have to remove the burr, or it is other way, it is called deburring. We have to deburr that, removing the burr, and then the workpiece can be used for measuring purpose. If burr is there, that will, including the burr, we have to take the measurement. Means if the burr, the measurement comes including the burr, and second thing is the burr will damage the instrument. It makes scratches on the measuring instruments, and also these burrs will damage the other job also. Metal or other particles between the measuring faces of slip gauges will make it impossible for them to adhere to each other. So while ringing method, when you build up the size, we have to make the surface very clean of the surface slip gauges. Otherwise, if any foreign particles, maybe dust may be there or anything is there, the building up is not possible. It is not proper. So that's why while building up the size for the slip gauges, cleaning is very important. Remove burrs from the workpiece with an oil stone. So if any burr is there on the workpieces, sharp edges are there, that you have to remove, not with the file. Oil stone can be taken. This with the oil stone we can remove the burr. Use chamois leather to wipe the carbon tetrachloride after cleaning. So after cleaning, after the use is been over, the slip gauges or the instruments must be cleaned with carbon tetrachloride. So after cleaning with the carbon tetrachloride, we have to remove that carbon tetrachloride with the Chalmers leather. Otherwise, this carbon tetrachloride will corrode the instrument. Use a felt pad or rubber mat for placing the instrument while working. So while working, if we keep the instrument directly on the table, maybe metallic table, so what will happen? Since it is kept on the metallic table, the instruments get scratches of the table, get scratches on its surfaces. So any damages or dent mark will come on the instrument. So instead of that, felt is kept or a rubber sheet is kept and on the table, and over that the measuring instruments are kept. Handle the instruments with care and do not allow them to mix up with the other tools. So any instrument we have to handle them very carefully. If we mix the measuring instruments or with the cutting tools and all any other tools, so those tools will make the damages to the instrument. So that's why we have to carefully we have to handle it and safely you have to keep in the box which is provided for it. So that is about the maintenance of measuring instrument. Next is slip gauge accessories. The slip gauges are there. So how to use that? By ringing method we can build up the size. Then the accessories, with the accessories the different applications can be made. Different users. We can use the slip gauge in a different way with a different type of accessories. So those accessories are given here, and how to use it also given in this lesson. Slip gauges can be put to variety of precision work when used along with certain special accessories. So when it is used with certain special accessories, it can be used for different purposes, different way we can use it, and by that we can take the maximum use of the slip gauges. So measuring external and internal sizes. Slip gauges can be used for checking external and internal measurements. For this purpose, a set of high precision special jaws are used along with the holder. So a fixture is provided with the special jaws. With these jaws, we can measure the already finished job with the help of this, and by that we can transfer to the slip gauges and we can measure the exact size of the manufactured job. For that, special accessory is there, special fixture or special accessory is there. In that two jaws are there, special type of jaws are there. With this only it is possible. So in these jaws, there are both way we can measure internal dimension and external dimension, because jaws are made in such a way. So one face of the jaws is made flat, the back side of the jaws is made radius. So this radius part can be used for internal hole measurement, and flat portion of the jaws can be used for the outside measurement. The pair of special jaws will have a flat surface at one end and a curved surface at the other end to facilitate external and internal measurement. The slip gauge holder can be used for a variety of applications. So with this, the slip gauge holders are used. So this gives a variety of applications, different users and different method we can use it. Using as height gauge. A height gauge can be built up by using a base block, slip gauge holder, scriber point, and the required slip gauges. The height gauge built up with these accessories can be used for very accurate layout. For marking very accurately, the slip gauges can be used with height gauge setting. So accurately we can mark the job or layout work we can finish. For that, special holders are provided, and in that holder the slip gauges are built up to a certain height, how much measurement is required, how much marking height is required. To that height, the slip gauges are built up and it is set in the holder, and at the top of the holder there is a scriber point specially made for this purpose, and with this scriber point we can make the layout work or the marking work on the job. For drawing circles, composers of different length can be built up using the slip gauge holder, radii, saber, and a center point. So for drawing circle or to the very accurate diameter or to accurate radius, the slip gauges are built up and with a special purpose and specially made. The holder is there, and tip of the holder and in this holder two scriber points are also provided, and these scriber point can make the circles or radius easily. Checking height. The height of the surface can be checked by the use of a flat jaw along with a base and a slip gauge holder. So when a job is manufactured, to check the height of the job very accurately, the slip gauges are with the older, the slip gauges are used, and the top of the job as a flat surface. So this flat surface just rest on the finished job, and the middle gap is built up with a sense of feel method, with the selecting the different type of slip gauges, different size of slip gauges. So by this method we can measure the finished job height. Checking center distance of walls. With the help of precision of cylindrical pins, the center distance between the walls can be accurately measured. So when there are two pins, in the middle gap is there, and this gap, the center distance between the pins can be very accurately measured with the slip gauges by selecting the different sizes of slip gauges by a trial and error method, and also by sense of feel. Exactly the size can be measured with the sense of feel. So these are the accessories, and with the use of accessories of each accessory and application of it, and how to use it or explain. The next one is sine bar principal application specification. Now first of all, what is sine? Sine theta. It is a trigonometrical function. Sine theta in a right angle triangle, opposite side of the angle is called opposite side of the triangle is called opposite side, and base of the triangle is called adjacent side, and the longest side is called hypotenuse. So on this basis the sine bar works. On this principle the sine bar works. So this is a trigonometrical, that means sine bar works on the trigonometrical ratios or function. Exactly. A sine bar is a precision measuring instrument for checking and setting of angles. For checking the angles and also for setting the particular angle, the sine bar is used. Easily we can use the sine bar for already the job is there, the angular job is finished. Want to check the correct angle to very accurately, the sine bar is used. And second thing is certain angle to be marked or certain angle to be measured or marked. So for marking the particular angle, the correct angle, so the sine bar is used. The principle of a sine bar. The principle of a sine bar is based on trigonometric function. In a right angle triangle, the function known as sine of the angles is the relationship existing between the opposite side and to the angle and the hypotenuse. In a right angle triangle, the function known as sine of the angle is the relationship existing between the opposite side to the angle and the hypotenuse. It may be noted that for setting the sine bar to different angles, slip gauges are used. So the lesson will be continued later.